Hello and welcome to our latest episode. We are on location with Rekha and Gabby, and I am Rekha. So today we are sitting here with Michelle from Felice Cafe in Edmonton. We are currently, are we considered downtown right now?
Just outside of downtown, I think.
Okay,
but yeah, we're kind of at the tail end of Jasper Ave here.
Yes, exactly. Very easily found and a lovely location to boot. How are you doing today, Michelle?
I am doing well, thank you very much. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. And coming in today was absolutely wonderful. We got a little sneak peek before our little live stream of the space, and it is so beautiful. But before we get into that, kind of just want to get to know Michelle a little bit more and ask what was the inspiration behind coffee for you?
Yeah, so we're kind of a little bit different in that the coffee element was kind of the last element that fell into place for us.
Really?
Yeah, so I was raised in like an entrepreneurial family. My husband was raised by small business owners as well, and just like going through COVID and everything else, we were watching small businesses close, and it really resonated with us. And I had been working in healthcare for about 10 years before I started this, and never really felt that I quite fit. So I started looking at like my passions and different avenues and my skill set and what that could turn into. And we talked about it, and we're passionate about supporting local first and foremost. We're passionate about good food, good coffee. We always travel and check out like local music in different cities and whatnot. So I kind of took all those ideas and I wrapped them up into a platform that I felt could be easily deliverable to the public, and Felice Cafe was born.
Oh, wow. And you mentioned a little bit of travel.
Yeah.
Where has been probably your favorite place to travel?
One of my favorite places to travel is actually Kelowna.
Really?
Yeah, we used to go there like every summer and whatnot. We've been to like San Francisco, LA, those kinds of places. And yeah, we always like really, really enjoy checking out the like smaller venues and whatnot. And we wanted to try to bring some of that kind of atmosphere to Edmonton here.
I kind of noticed that with the plants especially, that there's like this giant, what is it called again?
It's a fiddly fig.
A fiddly fig. It's huge. Almost looks climbable, to be honest. But it's definitely one of those plants that if you're a plant mom or a plant dad and you are on social media, it's like your dream plant in there.
Yes.
So absolutely gorgeous.
Yes. His name is Felix.
Oh, Felix.
Yeah.
What did it take to get Felix into the space?
Well, I found him on Facebook Marketplace. He had grown somebody's house, obviously. And then we rented a U-Haul and got him in here, and he's probably grown 8 to 10 feet since we've got him. So yeah, he's very, very happy here. I'm not really sure what we're going to do once he hits the roof, but
excuse me, sorry.
We'll figure it out. We'll make little baby Felixes.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God, yeah, that would be amazing. You could have little mini ones all over the space. Oh, that'd be so cool. Yeah, I love the inside of this cafe. All of the plants, it's like my absolute dream space with how many plants you guys have. Where did that inspiration come from when you guys were designing the space?
Yeah, so we did hire professional designers. Okay. Our philosophy going into this was always like, if we can't do it right, we're just not going to do it. So, we hired professional contractors, professional designers that designed our space for us. We collaborated and picked finishings together, and we really wanted a space that felt warm, inviting, modern yet classic, and something that we could kind of adopt to the ever-changing programs that we run out of here and everything else. So yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I mean, like, it's so nice to walk into the space, and one of the first things you see is kind of like the different levels that they have in there. And when you walk through, it's kind of like this it's very intuitive the way everything is set up, and every little space has its own purpose and niche, which is really cool. And we'll get into that when we do a little tour later as well. Anyways, so you said that the coffee aspect came in last. So what did Felice Cafe start off as if it wasn't like a coffee spot?
Well, it was always like meant to be like a cafe and a coffee spot. So that was always like what we started with. It was just kind of the last piece that fell into place for us. So, I mean, coffee's always been very big in communities and whatnot. And, you know, it's always had like a really strong gathering aspect to it. So it just really made sense to bring that in and kind of provide the foundation of all the different programs and whatever we wanted to do here.
Oh,
yeah.
I see. Yeah. What was it like learning coffee for the space?
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, going into this, I knew absolutely nothing.
Really?
I knew that I liked coffee and whatnot, but I do have like a very like analytical background with my like work in healthcare and whatnot. So there's definitely a lot of nuances in coffee between like dialing in espressos and whatnot. And like, we definitely do pride ourselves in that, like, we're definitely that specialty coffee space. So, you know, we dial in every single morning, we weigh every single shot, check the parameters before it's served. And the quality is really, really important to us because at the end of the day, we are representing the brand of coffee that we serve, which is Catfish. So, and we want to make sure that people are experiencing their coffee the way that they intend it to be.
Oh, so, I see.
Yeah.
I see. Yeah, I never really thought about that. I've been trying to get into coffee a little bit more and just trying different beans, but that's probably the first time I've heard of, you know, the idea of like trying the coffee the way it's meant to be.
Yeah.
I guess experienced. Earlier, Michelle had us try a cortado and a cappuccino. So what would be the differences between those two coffees there?
So with coffee, it's a lot of like different, let me try that again, sorry. There is like the different names of coffees kind of based around milk texture.
Oh, okay.
Also the ratio of milk to espresso. So cappuccino is like a really light and fluffy sort of the way that we steam the milk itself. And then it's served with 2 ounces of espresso. And we do traditional like Italian style cappuccinos here. So we always pull double shots in all of our drinks. And then just depending on the ratio of milk is the drink itself. So a cortado has a little less foam and a little less milk. So a cortado is typically 2 ounces of espresso and 2 ounces of steamed milk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. And then we have a little question from Gabby. What's one lesson you learned in coffee making?
Ooh, yeah. I mean, when we like started like deciding on who was going to be our roaster and just like going out and just like trying all these different things, like it amazed me how different coffee can taste based on the roast profile, the region it's from. Like coffee is very, very much so like drinking wine. It tastes differently in the preparation. It tastes different in where the beans are grown, how they're sourced, how they're stored, everything. So, and it can be very, very nuanced.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see. And what has been, I guess, the challenge in learning coffee, I guess, or even trying to share that experience with others?
So we are like, I think one of the like challenges that we face here is that like we are very we don't roast our own coffee, so people do make that assumption that we just don't really know the nuances of it.
Okay, yeah.
But we do work like extremely closely with our roaster. They drop by at least once a week, do blind tastings and whatnot, and surprise us. And we encourage that behavior because we want to make sure that we're always on top of our game. But some people come in because we're also very, very casual and we're very fun and really creative with our approach to coffee. So I think some people take that as like we don't take it quite as seriously as we should, but we can offer you the serious specialty coffee that you're looking for, or we can offer you that fun kind of Starbucksy kind of take on coffee as well. At the end of the day, if you're happy with what's in your cup, that's what we want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah. I definitely have been trying to experience different types of coffees, and recently I discovered that I like drip coffee.
Oh, yeah.
And I started noticing those nuances that you mentioned where I'm like, I thought it was just going to be coffee.
Yeah.
The darkness or medium roast, I didn't really understand. I thought maybe that just meant the flavor would be bolder.
Yeah.
And that was pretty much it. I just left it at that.
Yeah.
But how do you guys choose what kind of beans that you're like, or I guess not necessarily what kind of beans, but which flavor profiles you're going to choose from Catfish? How do you guys pick that?
Yeah, so we sat down with them and did like a tasting of all their entire line, knowing what we know here about our audience. So we're kind of situated in an interesting spot. We're really, really close to the LRT, so we're very, very popular amongst the student crowd. So, and the student crowd typically, I mean, they get their coffee from places like Starbucks, McDonald's, Tim Hortons, those kinds of places. And no judgments, that's completely fine.
I fully judge. I fully judge. And now that I've opened my eyes a little bit, I do fully judge. So,
but so we like they typically roast on the darker side. Okay. So anything that's like super bright, super like third wave kind of thing doesn't quite resonate with the crowd that we bring here. We also have a bit of an older crowd, and they want like a really good bold coffee that's really strong flavor and everything else. So we ended up kind of right in the middle. So both of our espressos and our drip coffees are more on that like medium side. They're both like, we call it a very approachable bean. Even if you're not like a big coffee drinker, you should be able to find something on our menu that appeals to you. It also pairs really, really nicely with the syrups that we developed in-house here. It stands up really well to like those bold flavors. It's also great just on its own. My personal drink of choice in the mornings is just a flat white, which is basically a cappuccino but with very little foam on it. So, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds kind of nice. I like the idea of, you know, having in-house syrups and things like that. Like my own experience with syrups is really fun. Trying to infuse different flavors in there and almost just use it as just a simple way to change things up a little bit. What is that process for you like to try these different flavors? Because I noticed inside they have a great menu for different types of drinks and completely changing what you think you know about this tea or coffee and giving you something absolutely superb. So what is that like for you guys? What's that process?
Yeah, so it is very like, it's very like team orientated for sure. We do have a staff member who has recently taken over the menu planning and the syrup development for me. But we typically approach it, we come up with a bunch of ideas and try to pick it out based on themes that we have running in the month. This month's theme is a bit of like a geeky kind of bookworm kind of theme. So our drinks were based on like quotes from books and whatnot. So, but yeah, it's just kind of, we sometimes base it off different desserts you've tasted that maybe we want to try to recreate in coffee. We recently just went to one of our suppliers' stores on YEG there, Silk Road, and we just went and smelt all of their spices and just were like looking for inspiration and ideas and stuff like that. So I think my syrup maker has probably about 180 syrups that she's got on her brain.
Wow.
So, and some of them she just like dreams up and just like, yeah, she's got an amazing palate. So, yeah.
How did you find a team member like that?
Luck. Complete luck.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we have a really, really great team here, and most of them have been here since the beginning. So we're just opened over 2 years now. So staffing definitely has not been an issue for us, which I know we're very fortunate for. But yeah, we definitely believe in like that team approach, and everyone has a voice. And if there's something they want us to try to recreate, we'll do our best to recreate it.
Yeah, exactly. I love the idea of an entire team working towards the same goal, and you can definitely see that when you come into Felice Cafe. I mean, right down to the type of plant, in my opinion, honestly. Like right down to the plant.
Yeah, we maintain all the plants ourselves. So that's also, we clean the place ourselves, we maintain everything ourselves. So, and it requires an army to do it. It's a really big space, and there's a lot of work involved, but we all take a lot of pride in it, and yeah.
Oh wow, that's awesome. We have another one here. Growing up, did you always want that too? Oh, you're.
Well, my family are entrepreneurs.
Oh, were you? Yeah. So, did you grow up thinking like, I want to be a business owner? This is what I want to do. For
Probably
the rest of my
not.
life?
I'm
Really?
going to be honest with you. No, I mean, I watched how hard my mom worked at it,
Okay.
and and how that impact how I was raised and whatnot. And my mom couldn't always be present for the things because running a small business is not easy. And even having like that perspective into it, it is surprising at how much work is involved with this. And if you're not passionate about it, don't do it. Don't do it. You definitely need that passion to go forward with it. You cannot be money driven. There has to be a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely. How did you guys decide on your why here?
Yeah, so again, kind of circling back to like the COVID thing and everything else. So it was really, really important to me that I wanted to create a space that made it really easy, not only for the community to support local, but for the businesses themselves to thrive in as well. So, we don't relabel anything. Everything is sold under their labels. We're very open and honest about where we source things from, because ultimately we want to see their businesses grow as well. In our minds, the more we support local, the more money we keep in our local economy and in our communities, the better we're all going to do. So we support that and we encourage it every way that we can.
Oh, yes, definitely. I mean, even down to the ceramics, when Michelle had come out with Gabby's cappuccino, you can literally see right down to the glassware that whatever you guys can choose as local, you have. And I wouldn't be surprised if your apron was also local, because I can see like the stitching and the leather on it. It's like a veg tan leather, right?
Yeah.
That gets better as it ages. Where can I ask where you got you guys' aprons
Well,
from?
this is embarrassing because it's Amazon, but
No.
sometimes we do have to make a little concessions here
Yeah.
and there just for like my sanity and just for ease of sourcing things.
Yeah.
But as we grow and as we evolve and as we get profitable and whatnot, we definitely will be looking to like transition those things into local suppliers.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah. I mean, they've already got a huge list of local suppliers in the first place and local vendors. Like on top of that, you guys host a market, right?
Yeah.
What is your market called again?
Yeah, so Felice is kind of it's separated into like subcategories. So we have Felice Cafe, which is what everyone comes and they see right away. Felice Market is what you're referring to.
Yeah.
So there's 3 different kind of subsections of Felice Market. We have the permanent store residence in the back there that you can shop and experience while you're waiting for your drinks. We also do our monthly curated markets. Those happen on the last Sunday of every month, unless a holiday dictates otherwise. But they are invitational only. They are based on a theme, and we usually try to do about 8 to 9 vendors, depending on the market itself and the space they need. And we set it up in our dining room, and it's just a way for the community to come and gather and talk about their passions with like-minded people and shop some amazing local creators. And we really, really do try to also keep the fees associated with that as low as we possibly can. Because for us, it's not necessarily about the money or the profiteering from it. It's more about creating that like community gathering space.
Oh yes, definitely. And for me myself, I really appreciate a smaller venue, a smaller space. When there are a million vendors, it's like my anxiety is like, I want to see everyone, but I don't have time to see everyone, and I feel bad that I missed people. And I also want to shop because I'm nuts when it comes to shopping. So having under 10 vendors, it's such a nice little intimate space and event where you can get to know people a little bit better.
Yes. The other part of it that's really, really important to us is you'll never come to one of our markets and see 2 jewelry vendors or 2 pottery vendors. Because at the end of the day, we really, really want to make sure that each vendor is doing well, that they're not necessarily like competing against each other and for customers. So yeah, it's very, very intentional, hence the reason why it is invitational only at this point. if you are looking for space to showcase your product, or you are interested in a markup, or the other aspect that we have is we do just do like little pop-ups where if people want to pop up in our space for a few hours, we have a program built for that that's really affordable. So if there is any of those things that kind of resonate with you, you're more than welcome to head to our website. We do have an application form on there. Usually takes me about a week to get back to people just because I do it all. So, but yeah, we're definitely looking for like more opportunities to collaborate, and we invite it.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that. Oh, another question from Gabby. Let's see. Okay. What's one thing you'd tell yourself when you were starting out?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Get more financing.
More financing.
More
wiggle room. Let's go.
Yes, that was one of the hardest lessons that we had to learn going into this. Can I just be like open and honest?
Please,
yeah.
Tell us, yeah.
So like starting this, we walked into this with probably about $300,000 in financing, and it was probably $1 million project.
Wow.
Yeah. So I'll definitely say, like, if you are looking to start a small business, shop around for your financing, get some really good quality advice, and don't always think the banks have your best interests at mind.
Yeah.
Like we approached our financing as like, oh, they're kind of like our business partners and they'll support us. We have this couple years has been very tumultuous in the restaurant industry. I mean, we're still seeing so many local businesses having to like make that decision and walk away, and it's so unfortunate and it's so stressful. We've been lucky in that we've survived by just increasing our financing as we've gone, but it's definitely cost us more going that route than it would have had we had the proper financing in place at the beginning.
Yeah.
So, but you learn as you go. You correct as you go, and just keep moving forward, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Like the mission is definitely clear here, trying to put as much back into ourselves as possible. And I mean, you see that in every single aspect of this space when you walk in. Even from the front doors, you guys have, like you're promoting a lot of local artists and local events, which is lovely to see. And just the space on the patio is beautiful. I mean, it'd be so easy to just, kind of take over and have like an entire little mini event here. You guys have other types of events here, right?
Yeah, so we, through our Felice Noir program, we do have some pricing set up to do like book shows and whatnot. So we've hosted music shows, we've done trivia nights, we have an open mic night that happens on the last Wednesday of every month. So Felice Noir is kind of that other section of Felice, and it is all about the creative side. So whenever you perform here, you get 100% of your ticket sales, 100% of your merch sales. And we help you promote it. We sell tickets through Eventbrite on the artist's behalf. And then we also curate local art that is hung throughout the cafe that we rotate out every couple months here. So so we are really, really, really trying to promote local artists, local creatives, and create a space for them to gather as well.
Well, I mean, that sounds like you're here a lot.
Yes.
I imagine. What does a day off look like for Michelle?
A day off for me is
the response already.
It's funny because I got asked this question the other day about like, how many hours do you work? And I'm like,
the better question is, how many hours do you not work?
When I'm sleeping. And even when I'm sleeping, if Felice invades my dreams.
Yeah, but I imagine you're walking through the cafe like, hey, I could add this and this. And this and
there's so many ideas. There's so many things that we want to do, and like the sky is the limit, right? So, but yeah, I mean, when I'm at home, even on my days off, I am oftentimes, sitting on the computer, thinking of different things to do. I run the social media. I do the marketing. So I have a day off.
A day off? Question mark. It's still a question mark. Oh gosh.
Yeah.
Day off. She still lives here.
Yeah.
This is where you can find Michelle at all times. Like, What is your personal favorite drink or item? Oh, I see. Yes.
So my drink of choice in the mornings is usually, I mentioned earlier, the flat white. In the summer times, I do like just like an iced Americano with cream and simple syrup. And then when I'm feeling a little, like I want something a little bit more refreshing, an espressionade. So lemonade topped with espresso.
Okay, so I have tried something kind of like that before, but I did it with a cold brew. And honestly, I thought I really loved it. You know, I was like starting my coffee journey telling myself, this is delicious, this is wonderful. The acidity was not doing it for me. How do you choose what is your choice of bean for your espressionade?
Yeah, I just use our espresso. So I find the medium or darker roast pair nicer with it.
Okay.
It like offsets the acidity of the lemon.
Yeah.
But our bean itself actually pairs really, really nicely with like citrus notes. So we will often like we've done like an orange cardamom Americano in the past. We've done so I do find that the citrus notes really, really pair nicely.
Ooh,
yeah.
Lovely.
Yeah.
That sounds really exciting. I feel like I could come here and just be like, just take care of me. Tell me what I need, and I will believe you because I know you know what I need.
We actually, just this weekend, we had some customers come in and they're like, okay, we're doing this whole thing where we just want to guess the flavors. Can you make me 3 really creative drinks and we'll try to guess what's in them? And so that was it was really, really fun for us. We got to like really play and do some really different things. And yeah, it was fun to watch them try to guess and... So, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. No, we really do. We really want people to come in and like be really creative with the syrup combinations and whatnot. And typically when we're building our feature menu, we'll do like a feature syrup of the month, which is one that we've developed from scratch that we've never done before. The next one we'll do is like maybe a combination of a couple of the syrups that we always kind of have available. So we created like a toffee nut based from our salted caramel and our hazelnut mixed together, so that in the future, if you really liked it, you can still order it just by knowing which flavors to mix together.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that sounds nice. I feel like I'm gonna have even more questions when we go in for the tour, because let me tell you, when you go in, it's just creativity is just like flowing. Gabby has a question here. I just need the first part again. Okay, besides finances, what's one challenge you overcame that you're proud of?
That's a good one to think about. Sorry, thinking.
Personally, I will definitely say that before I started working with STORYHIVE, with their summer crew program a couple years ago, and this one on location in Edmonton with Rekha and Gabby, my biggest challenge was finding local people, because I didn't know where to look. I had no idea how to reach out to people, and then on top of that, most of those who are doing their own small startup, their creative journey, a lot of them might just be starting out. And financially speaking, it can be really difficult to have your own space.
Yeah. So
you kind of have to collaborate on how to find that space and curate this atmosphere that reflects them. And when I started off on this journey with Gabby, I was like, how are we going to find people? And social media was the best way to do it.
Yep.
But man, when you mentioned how many local vendors that you guys have been able to source from, I was like, how?
Yeah.
How? I can't even find like a handful of them for a month because I'm not sure how to do that. So what was that like, looking for the locals?
So a little background about like me and my husband. So my husband is my business partner. He helps me out a lot, for sure. You can often find him here as well. So our background, we do have a little bit of a background in like digital marketing. So he has been doing digital marketing for over 10 years now, and I started dabbling in it before I kind of found this. So we started with things like we promoted on social media that we did a call out for vendors. We had applications on our website for people to fill out. So quite a few of them. I think that's how Baconary found me. Was she found us on an ad and came here, and she supplies our cakes and macarons. We're sold out at the moment, but we're doing a big restock here coming soon. I think that's how Primera, they're our cookies and loaves supplier. That's how they found us. Some of them I reached out to because we felt like we had a gap in the menu, and so searched them out through, like you said, social media is probably the best way to find local. But yeah, we, with our background, really made sure that we had a website that could perform for us, that we had the marketing that could perform for us. A lot of things that people miss when they are creating art or creating a product or trying to open a store or anything is they underestimate how important that marketing aspect of it really is. This philosophy of build it and they will come, or paint it and people will understand. It's like you have to sell yourself. You have to get your story out. And actually that kind of brings me back to that question about the challenge. Just getting people to understand what we're trying to do here has been so difficult, because people will come in and they'll make their assumptions, and they'll make comments like, oh, is this all the food you have? Do you have a menu? And we're like, no, we don't, because this is why. So it has taken a long time to offer that education and whatnot, and get people really bought into the, we don't just serve great sandwiches, but there's a mission behind it, right? There's a why. Things like even doing so we do private event rentals as well, bridal showers, baby showers, we did retirement parties, all of that kind of stuff. People are like, oh, do you do your own catering? No, because we actually don't even have a kitchen here. That's how dedicated we are to our cause, that we didn't even put a kitchen in here, because if we couldn't source it from another local baker or chef, then we weren't interested. So so that part has been really, really challenging. We're still working on getting our messaging out there, and anybody who comes in and wants to have a conversation with us, we highly encourage it. Anyone who books with us, I give them a tour of the space and talk about the different aspects and how we support local and all that kind of stuff, to try to really, really create some advocates for our brand.
Oh, okay. I see. So I guess something that I also would like to know is what has been the most exciting part about building Felice Cafe for you?
So one of the things that I never really thought would present itself was just how close knit we are with our staff. Yeah. So we started this thing. We hired 10 baristas. Nobody knew each other. We all came in, and now we're all very close. We all rely on each other. We still have, the only reason why all 10 of them aren't here is because they either moved away and couldn't come here anymore. So so that has been really surprising, because I've always heard oh, it's so hard to find good staff and this next generation doesn't want to work. That is not the experience we have here. They are extremely hardworking. They are extremely passionate individuals. They will step up when you need them to. They have been wonderful. And would we be here without them? Absolutely not. So that has been really exciting to watch them grow and watch them change. And
And you guys have had the same staff for a while now, right? That speaks volumes. Personally, when your staff wants to stay with you forever and it's not even a thought to leave, it tells you exactly what kind of space that they're in and how nurturing their journey is with you. I mean, this is all a journey. You guys are all on the same on the same path right now together. And when you walk in, it's very easy to feel that there's this a really nice warmth and very welcoming space. And even just seeing how everyone interacts with each other, there's a fluidity to this space. So I'm very excited to show everyone a little tour of the space. I feel like maybe we're ready to go go inside and chat a little bit
Sounds
with
good.
everyone. So
Wonderful.
we'll be right back, and we're going to show you a little guided tour of what Felice Cafe is and what you can expect.